One woman, Gemma, had strange noises in her brain for a very long period, but the terrifying noises persisted even after the doctor prescribed some medication. When she saw another doctor 32 years later, she learned the peculiar cause. Gemma has always experienced weird noises in her brain since she was a child, but this little girl assumed it was normal. Since she thought everyone else was going through the same thing, she never talked to anybody about it. But as you can see, she was experiencing immense suffering without realizing it. Is it possible for you to never have heard silence? Hey, you know what? That's scary. That's what Gemma had to endure, however. Since I couldn't hear the noises when I was asleep, there were moments when I would push myself to go asleep in order to hope that they would stop. Gemma recalled how tired she was as a child, and how all she wanted to do was get away from the sounds in her brain. This girl wishes things would be different for her, but how can someone look for a solution when they don't even know they had one? As a result, tiny Gemma continued to live her life with the unsettling sounds in her brain. However, she quickly discovered that not everyone was experiencing these strange noises in the same way as her, and at that point, her entire world, as well as everyone else's, turned upside down. Emma once claimed to her mother, "Mom, I have superpowers. I always hear sounds," while she was getting ready for school. Her mother, however, believed that she was only copying the roles in the films she saw. This mom will soon wish she had listened to her daughter more. Gemma's mother was preparing supper 3 months later when her daughter exclaimed, "Mom, I just heard my eyes move. How frequently do you hear them?" Her mother stopped whatever she was doing, took her daughter's hands and exclaimed, "I don't hear my eyes move, sweetheart," when she heard this. "How do you mean? I get a lot of information. I hear my veins filling with blood and my eyelids opening and closing. Every waking second, I can hear everything that is going on within my body. Mom, are you not hearing yours? Are you feeling under the weather?" After Gemma finished her explanation, her mother became terrified and started crying. When she inquired about the duration of the noises, Gemma said, "For a very long time." Gemma clarified, her mother's heart was beating quickly. She nearly yelled out of panic after losing emotional control. She believed her child lived a lovely, stress-free existence. It was sad to learn that the girl had never known silence. "I thought I had let her down." Gemma's mother recounted, "When she told me all of this, I felt like I had failed to protect her." Then this mom promised herself that she would see to it that her daughter's problems were resolved. But many hospital visits quickly convinced this mother that her daughter was destined for such a horrible end. The girl was then gently gathered into her arms and informed, "Baby, something is wrong. Such noises shouldn't be coming from you, but I can assure you that you won't experience this alone ever again." Now little Gemma was really perplexed. Her entire existence seems to have been a dream. It was astounding to her that nearly everyone was deaf to the noises she had grown up with. For a 14-year-old, that was such a stunning reality. It's a common saying that ignorance is bliss. My pain started on the day I noticed something wasn't right. Ever since, I've wished to be in a different skin every single minute. Gemma remarked, "I wanted anything that could help me stop these hostile sounds." Gemma's mother and she had the same objective now that the truth was known: to put an end to these talents that now looked like a curse. Gemma and her mother visited the doctor the next day, seeking an explanation for their suffering. Unfortunately, the physicians told the adolescent that she needed to visit a psychologist immediately after she claimed to be able to hear her eyes moving and her blood flowing. A case like this one has never been observed before. Does she have depression? Does she experience problems at home? "We believe such noises to be only illusions," one physician stated. The physician had not finished his explanation when Gemma's mother seized her daughter's hand and hurried out the office. "Since I knew my daughter so well, I was positive that it wasn't psychological. I really wanted someone to believe my kid too, as I could see she was indeed hearing those things." At this time, neither the mother nor the daughter realized that they would have to wait decades to meet this person, assuming they ever existed at all. None of the other doctors were able to determine what was wrong after a number of unsuccessful visits. Gemma was given medicine by some who believed she had blockages in her ears, but nothing helped. Gemma ultimately gave up and accepted that she would have to spend the rest of her life with the unsettling noises after a few years of trying, but her mother kept searching for solutions. Was this woman simply heading toward a point of no return? Gemma ultimately married after a number of years, and by the time she was 32, she had a kid that she cherished dearly. You see, Gemma didn't allow her illness stop her from living her life. She was a wonderful mother who worked as a waitress full-time, but one day things became worse for her, and she prayed the issue would just magically go away. One day, Gemma was at the restaurant taking orders when a mother entered with her children. Gemma began cleaning the table after the family had eaten. Sadly, she dropped one of the cups she was carrying. She lost her equilibrium and fell to the ground as a result of the impact, sending a shock of dizziness through her brain. After receiving prompt assistance from her co-workers, Gemma apologized to the family. Subsequently, the woman asked Gemma if she could speak with her alone. The lady inquired about Gemma's illness when they were out of earshot, and after she offered an explanation, the stranger handed her a doctor's contact information and advised her to try her luck. The woman remarked, "He is very good. I think he will be able to help," and turned to go. Unfortunately, Gemma simply put the card in her purse and never bothered to check, since she didn't trust this woman or the doctor she had just heard about. Had this been the proper choice for her? Weeks went by, and Gemma's condition worsened. She was unable to enjoy a nice mother-son bonding experience with her kid. She'd get lightheaded and unsteady when the boy's screams were too intense. Her condition deteriorated daily, and that's when Gemma, eventually re-examining the specialist's business card, she wondered whether this doctor would just label her as insane or give her prescriptions that would only make her tired. That's what she dreaded. But deep inside, all she wanted was for it to end. She decided to give it a go, if nothing else, for her kid, since she really missed the sound of stillness. Though Gemma had assumed nothing would come of this, she was about to have a major epiphany at last. Gemma communicated with the expert. They scheduled a time, and before long she appeared in the reception area. It took 30 minutes for her to be called in. She inhaled deeply, grabbed her luggage, and entered. When Gemma got inside, she told the doctor everything that had been going on for her, and to her utter amazement, he understood. Gemma felt heard for once. At last, she found herself in front of an accepting audience. Even so, the doctor stated he was confident in her health but would need to do further testing before determining a diagnosis. When the doctor reappeared an hour later with the results, he appeared to have won the lotto. In actuality, he was going to spare Gemma from the agony she had endured for years. He had won more than just the lotto. After that, the physician confirmed to Gemma that his suspicions were correct and diagnosed bilateral superior semicircular canal dehiscence. This indicated that she was deficient in a portion of the temporal bone in her ear canals, which had an impact on her balance and hearing. Having diagnosed the issue, the doctor advised Gemma that surgery was the only course of action. He did caution her, though, that she may permanently lose her hearing. Gemma's spirit was subdued by these statements. It was as if the light at the end of the tunnel had finally shone, only for it to abruptly go out. Either way, it was too late. Gemma bravely accepted the reality, having come too far to turn back. She vowed, "I will do it," hoping that her choice was the correct one. Gemma was taken into the operating room on the day of the procedure, and the 6-hour procedure took place there. After the procedure was completed, Gemma gradually opened her eyes. She inhaled deeply and then gradually realized that the only sound her left ear could hear was the heart rate monitors. And with that, the sound of quiet at last was heard. All she desired now was to experience total silence by having the second procedure done on her right ear. Gemma had her second operation after she had healed from the first. It was literally agony on earth throughout the recuperation phase. Gemma had headaches and dizziness every day while she lay in bed, but she never once complained since she knew she was going to receive a higher prize. After recuperating from her operation for several months, Gemma can now hear no sounds coming from her body. She currently has a happy life with her husband and children. I hope Gemma has a good life ahead of her, and am so happy that she was able to receive the proper care that she deserves.